Hello, welcome to my video. Today I'm going to be starting my 100-day challenge, and I'm going to start with snippets that I sew together so that future items I make, I'll have some snippets available. The 100-day challenge, I'm planning on hopefully doing a bunch of extra ephemera that I can add to journals, stock up on stuff, pockets, tags, etc. All that kind of fun stuff for it. So I thought this would be a good start because I can go and decorate some things that I make in some upcoming videos. So I made a whole bunch because it's not exactly exciting to watch people rip paper. But basically what I did was just take some of the scraps that I had here and just decide to, rip them one direction. I didn't really care as much if the white was showing or not, since they were being sewn and put together, that if I wanted to ink them later I could and get rid of that white edge. If not, we don't have anything. So I'm sure I have way more than I need right now, but I'll tear a couple more here just to see what I did. Nothing too fancy, nothing too wide. Planning on sewing them on my sewing machine, probably zigzag, a little bit of straight and stuff like that. I'm going to sew with a neutral colored thread. I didn't really feel black or white, so I chose this natural neutral color tan, and I was thinking about maybe throwing some distress on there just to darken it up a little bit as it sews, and see how that goes. Could be a mistake, could look good, but that might work. We'll see how that goes. I am using cone thread. I use this on my serger, but since this is not really for finished items, this thread is a little bit easier to break on finished garments if they get sewn. But I figured with paper, it can't really be bad. Too bad it's not really needing any strength to hold it, so we'll go with that and see how that goes. So I'm going to get my sewing machine set up and sew a bit of this and see how it goes. So I'll be right back with that. Okay, got the sewing machine all set up. I've got some going back here to get the strand going. So I'm going to start taking my bits and pieces here. I have oh, there we go, a little pokey thing here that my husband made for me. Just a dowel rod with the pin in it that I'm going to help to push the items through. I also pulled a few labels that I thought I would throw in there also. Nice size for that. So I'm going to get going. I'll sew a few a little slower and then I'll speed it up because it's kind of like watching paint dry sometimes for it. But we're going to get some of these done. All right, we got it on the zigzag, and I found a nice width for it. And once the first piece goes through, I feed the next piece in and just watch it to make sure it doesn't get too out of whack. And once it gets close to the end, you just add another one in there. Chain stitching this together saves on thread because it doesn't, you don't have to stop and start and have tails. And there we go. So we're going to just keep feeding randomly. Doesn't matter if it's in or out, what colors it is, because they're all going to be cut apart in the end and put into a box. So I'm going to speed this up so that you don't get too bored for this, okay? Okay, we're down to our last few here, and a couple of things that I want to show that I was doing it. I was sticking two on top of each other occasionally to give a little bit more interest. And then on some longer ones, I would go ahead and zigzag them for a little bit and stop, throw it on the straight stitch for a bit, and then throw it back to the zigzag just to finish it off. Adds a little bit more interest to it. Top of there, and that on top of there to finish it off. Okay, and that is the end of my paper, luckily, because I see my bobbin is about to run out. The beauty of having a see-through bobbin. You see how close it gets to running out. All right, so let's get that out of the way. All right, look at all these fun snips. So basically all I'm going to end up doing is going through and cutting them apart as I go. I have a box here, some from before that I made, so I will get those in there to be able to add to tags and etc. So there's definitely some fun stuff in there. I originally was going to use the cone that I had inked, but I ended up not being able to find my adapter to get it on my sewing machine, so I found a white set of thread. As you can see, I had inked it pretty good. With all that, I barely, what had inked on top is still not even gone, so there's still some brown left. It's not totally easy to see, but it's not white, because you can see it has a little bit of a color to it. That side is white. I had white in the bobbin, but that side you can see has just a bit of grunge to it. Not a lot, but definitely not stark white. So I'm happy with it. Like this one, you can kind of see a little bit better how it kind of goes from browns to whites. So that's how it was. And on that one, you can see so a little bit of grunge and texture on it. So I think that was a win for inking the thread. Unfortunately, I'm only going to be able to use the rest of this thread to do the same thing because now I've got brownish white thread. But that'll be okay. All right. That's it for today's 100-day project. So hopefully that gives you some ideas on what you can do with some little pieces of leftover paper. One thing I wanted to say too is I was printing out some printables, and I was running out of ink. The colors were coming out really bad, so I had I ripped those up, but you can't really tell that the ink is bad because you didn't know what color it was before. These came out more purple than they should be, but instead of throwing the papers away, I just tore them up and used smaller bits of it, and you can't even tell that it wasn't supposed to be that color. So that's another thing you can do with some failed papers you don't like. Cut it up smaller and they probably won't look as bad. Okay, so after I got all those cut up, I decided I should probably see how they look on some of my ephemera that I need to add items to. So I have some tags, flip open to go around a page, just some extra things. So I'll just do a few here and see how they turn out. So, all right, so at this one, I have a flip open page. I've already got a couple things on, but I think I need to add something else. So I think this might need a bird. That would probably look good there. And now we can get one of these little snippets to go behind him. Something with a little orange color maybe. Oh, I didn't snip that one first. There we go. That'll work. Okay, we'll start with that. this new glue. This is wet stuff. Okay. And the bird. Okay, now for this side, maybe we'll add a tree that he's heading toward. Probably don't want a word since I've got that on there, but that could be good. All right, so it's a little long, so what I can do is rip it and snip it. Rip it and snip it. Okay. And then we'll put the tree up here. Okay, so that'll go around a pocket, or around a page, a small page, but it'll go like that. You'll be able to tuck some stuff in. Get your toe down. Okay, all right, that'll work. All right, so what do we have here? Just a plain, I'm thinking that this could be a, I can glue that down like a pocket, be able to stick a tag in there at some point. So I have already a label on there, so I think maybe some flowers would be nice. And I really like that color. It's definitely different than what's there. Maybe we need to go something like that. I'm not sure I'm liking that flower. Cactus. Oh, that's got some pretty colors on there. Let's go with the cactus. Maybe 2 strips. Okay, I like that. All right, let's go with that. This one goes down first. And this one will go on top of it, just a little bit over. And the succulent. I guess they're really not a cactus. Looks more like a succulent. I like those colors though, they're pretty. Okay. Now which way is up? We're gonna call that up. Yeah, I think that looks like it's up. Okay. I call that one done. All right, and a couple tags here. Let's see if I have a tall bird. None of these are just jumping out at the moment. Oh, I like that he's got a little red on him. Facing that way. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, sitting on your perch. And we can put I like that one down there. Has a little bit of lightness to the bottom. And too many words. Wish I had a dark blue. I wish I had a dark blue, and it appears for me. Okay, I think that'll work. Maybe a little washi tape underneath that too. Got these washi tape strips that I found at Artzology. They printed out lighter than they probably would for other people because my printer is not so nice and it likes to print really light, so we go with it. It works for me. It's subtle. That'll work as a little floral to it. Okay, I think we found it. And we'll get the sewn snippet on there. I really do like these. They definitely add a little bit of texture to it and some fun. Definitely going to be making myself some more of these at some point. I was thinking about them, and I thought it would be interesting to add some more of those, but also to widen them up a bit with some thinner ones so they were double layered like some of the other ones were, like how I double layered these a little bit wider and smaller. So okay, I think that'll be good for now. And let's get Mr. Birdie with the music snippet on there. Okay. All right. Keep your tail on there. Standing on his little perch. Okay. All right. Well, there's a few that got added with my snippet, so that makes me happy. Okay. I'll show you what we got accomplished today with these. So made all these snippets. That should last me a nice long time. Get those in my little box for those. Don't want to squish them too much. Jumpy suckers. Get in there. That's not a snippet, that's a flower. All right. Okay. Should get my flower put away. Okay, so we have that I'll probably make as a tag holder. We've got those two tags, and then we've got this one, and his feet just don't want to stay down. We've got this pocket wrap. I think I might still want to add something to that side. One more color, but for now, I think that will work. Okay, so there is my take on the snippets and how you can go about using them on everyday items just to add a little bit of texture and a little pop of color. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope that you will continue to watch my 100-day challenge. I will be making items that I've seen on the internet and do my little spin on it, my little newbie spin on how they work or how I don't work. And hopefully we'll have some fun. Thanks again, and I hope you can go out and have a creative day. Bye now.